Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Powerful and provocative. Prophetic and practical.
Intellectual stew.
Informative and inspirational. How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectual stew.
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectual stew with James.
What's up? What it do? Can y'all hear me? Hold on, let me make sure. Pause this music, cause I got other people up. What's up, Marc? What's up, KiKi? Y'all there?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Because sometimes I'll mess around and won't have the microphone on correctly. And if I don't have the microphone on correctly, then y'all don't hear me. And it's an easy fix. All I have to do is just click one button and that changes everything. But listen, if you're watching on my regular page, I want you to go to if you're watching on this Facebook Live, the one I'm waving at you right now, go to my regular page. Go to James Kirkland, Marc. Go to James Kirkland. Click the chat head. And you are actually, I want you to be honest tonight, Marc. Go to my actual page, and we're going to get this conversation started. We're going to get the conversation started. I got KiKi with me. She's new tonight. So what's up, KiKi?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Go ahead and tag some of your friends and share this thread and let them know you're on. If you just put their name in the little chat or whatever, then they'll usually jump right on. So let's go ahead and start tagging some people and let's get this conversation started. Marc, what's up, man? You're on mute right now. I can't hear you.
Oh, about that, man. I swear I'd be the technical guy with the most technical flaws, boy. I tell you.
Man, be yourself, bro. Be
Hey,
yourself
man.
tonight. You off work now.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man. I definitely I'm going to be myself tonight. I need some self-therapy.
Marc, I think you said you're going to be honest tonight, right?
I'm going to be honest, man.
Brutally honest?
Brutally honest.
Okay, so KiKi. Now listen, this is my little cousin, Marc, so don't be hard on my little cousin. I'm telling
Hey,
you that right
how
now.
you doing, KiKi?
KiKi, that's Marc. Marc, that's KiKi. Nicole is going to join the conversation in a minute. But I want to get this thing going. Man, we had a good conversation last week, Marc. We had a really good conversation. And it all started out last week. I think I'm about to click this off because I really can't. Shayna Fullanoy, all of y'all, do me a favor. Go to my personal page and you'll see this screen. And this screen, you'll see the whole panel. I think it's a link right here on here, so you can jump on here because I got to stop talking to this camera in a minute and start talking to the audience. I'm just trying to give people a little more time to get on. But as I was saying, last week's show got good, man, because we got to talking about shacking and getting to know when should we introduce the kids to our significant others, and we had some really good conversations and some really good thoughts, man. And the thoughts came from, they're all, and what I like about them, Mark, is they're
Hmm.
all well thought out thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying that anybody's right. We're not saying that anybody's wrong, but we're having these conversations, and then everybody can do with the information what they want to with the information, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's where we are, Kiki. We're gonna do the same thing tonight. I'm gonna leave this live on for a few more minutes on my other phone, but we're gonna get started on the conversation right here. Now, I want to start with a thought. Uh, I put this thought out on my Facebook page yesterday, and I want to start with that thought. And y'all can help me. Everybody that's in the chat, say hi, say hello. Um, okay. Uh, say hi, say hello, whatever, let us know you're listening. But it might just be me, you, and Kiki tonight, unless I bring somebody else on that's in the audience that's listening. But I won't be able to bring them on if I don't know if they're listening or not. So, but listen, Mark,
Hmm.
Corey said something that a couple of weeks ago when she was talking about being in love versus building a legacy, right? Hey, Shayna, hey, Monique. And she said she would rather build a legacy. She says she's not worried about the money and looks and all those things, and when I heard her, she said it, whatever. uh, but I was thinking about this because there was a popular movie called There's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Hmm.
And I asked that question on my Facebook page. I asked, how thin is that line between love and hate? I think Monique, if I'm not mistaken, I think you said paper thin. Some people say it's thin. Hey, say some people say it as thin as a frog hair. I mean, some people say it's not even a line. Some people say the two are mixed up in one, right? But
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask you first, Mark. How thin do you think that line is between love and hate?
Well, when they did a measurement between the body chemicals that are released when a person's in love, it's almost identical to the same chemicals that are released when someone's insane.
Absolutely.
And understanding how those two could be so alike, or they reflect one another, like that, like she said, that frog hair difference could cross you over to that point where you hate them, because you can love them so much to the point where if things don't work, you build a distaste for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when things are not going the way you want to. Just like when a man loves a woman and he wants to make love to her and she's not giving him the physical aspect, he almost builds a resentment toward her. Not because he doesn't like her, but he does love her, but he needs to, by what he needs, he grows to start to hate that feeling. And
Mm.
I think that line is very thin. I think if we look at right now what's going on in society with the amount of murder suicides and different things like that, we see that people don't know how to manage their love and deal with their love, and
Mm.
understanding how thin that line is and how close to insanity they are when they make themselves that vulnerable.
Wow, that's good. That's good. What do you think? Come on, talk to me, Kiki.
I mean, I'm in agreement. You can. I mean, the line is very thin. On speaking from a speaking from experience. I mean, it's very thin. You can love a person to the point to where you really just don't. You just kind of like hate them.
Mm.
If it don't. Yeah, if it just don't go your way. I mean, like you literally can love them till you just really you hate them. Like not just them personally, but it's just like you just can't stand the look of them. Can't stand to hear them talk. Can't stand anything. So I think it's very thin.
Wow. Now that's deep. And y'all that are in the chat, talk back to me. How thin do you think the line is between love and hate? Because it always amazes me how two people, like you just said, Kiki, that can be so in love. What's up, Shantae? What's up, girl? Shantae, I'm asking a question. How thin is the line between love and hate? But Kiki, sometimes people can be so in love 1 minute, right? You in love with him or her. You know, you done laid down, let them raw dog you, and now you got, y'all done had a baby. Y'all love each other, man. This love thing is, y'all can't keep your hands off each other. All this thing because you got this eros type of love, right? You love each other, but the moment he don't show up when you don't want him to show up, or the moment he does this, or the moment he does that, you jump from that extreme all the way over to the other extreme, right? And Mark just referenced, what's up, Dawood? Mark just referenced a study, and I've heard that same study about the same chemicals that are released. It's a euphoric type of chemical that's almost like being equivalent to being high on LSD, right? And you jump from one extreme to the next. How if love is that fragile, KiKi, why do we base our relationships or the foundation of it on something that's so fragile and that can vacillate so fast?
Because we think more with our emotions.
Mm.
Like for real. Like I know I do. We think more
Uh,
with our emotions.
I want to challenge that. Do you think people think with their emotions, or do some people try to think with their intentions? And what I mean by that is some people
Good
find
question.
themselves in certain situations because it's not that they're emotionally vested, but sometimes they're selfish. Because at the end of the day, I know people who are with people just for financial comfort and financial security, and that's more logic than emotion.
Hmm.
And when those things don't work out, now during that time, they may tell themselves that they fall in love or they grow to love a person, but their true foundation intent is based off the financial gains
Wow.
or security in the situation.
Wow, that's a good question, Mark. Hold on before you think about this. Think about that before you answer, Kiki. Melissa Woodard said, "Love and hate are just feelings in the moment, according to how you're treated." She said, I believe there's a hairline of trust. I think she's trust her. Yeah. She said, I think that she's saying that line is very, very, very thin. Very thin. Now go ahead and answer his question, Kiki.
I mean, true to a certain extent.
Okay.
Because, I mean, yeah, there are people that, you know, deal with someone for financial reasons and everything. But at the same time, you gotta have some type of, you're dealing with them for financial reasons, but you still gotta have some type of feelings as far as, if somebody don't do something for you or somebody is not there when you need them, you're gonna still gonna be emotionally attached to a person.
Yeah, I feel like you can have those emotions, but it's your intent initially. I mean, after a while, no matter if I'm just with a girl just because she got a fine body or big booty, that could be the intent just to smash. But after a while, emotions are going to come, right? Even if I lie to myself and say, man, I'm just smashed until I see somebody else out with on a date, then all of a sudden these emotions come that I didn't know I was in denial of. But at the end of the day, the intent is the biggest thing. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like the emotions are there, but when we get a little older, I think a little bit more logic starts to make way in there. Some people, trust me, it's still some ignorance out there that we have.
Hmm.
So that's my opinion. But yeah, to a certain degree. But let's see. I would say intent is a feeling and is emotion. Dawu. Intent is not necessarily okay. Let's That's your interpretation of intent is a feeling. Intent is matter of fact, it could be a purpose. The
Yeah,
thing based
that's what I
off
was gonna
what,
say.
huh?
I agree with you. I think intent means that I put some purpose behind it. I have a goal
Correct.
in mind. Yeah, I don't
And,
operate out of emotion if I'm doing it with intention. I don't agree with that.
right.
Yeah. Go
But
ahead, Mark. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go
but no,
ahead.
no, 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 no. I was addressing that. I like where Dawu he comes from a different angle, but in this situation, if I'm going with a woman, I just want to smash. That's not even. I mean, that is I'm horny, or I'm looking at her with sexual intent, and I don't care about the bird or the sky and the ribbon in the sky for love or none of that stuff. I know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And then after I get it, 2 weeks later, I might forget I got it because it was all about the physical for me.
Hmm. Yeah. I see exactly what you're saying with it, and I also see what Kiki's saying, because Kiki is definitely speaking from number one, a female perspective, I think. And some females, like Mark said, they have intention. They know exactly what they're trying to get in for, and they'll stick around. And I think Kiki, some of them will stick around and not have any emotions. It's a business decision. You know what I'm
It is.
saying? And with that business decision, they're looking for some security. They're looking for stability. Some of them might be looking for a meal. Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But they're those. But then again, like you said, there are times you can speak to that probably more so better than Mark and I can. As far as speaking of, as far as do you love him with your emotions? So you saying if you ain't feeling them, you can't rock with them no way, right? What about the people that can't
No,
hear you shaking your head like everybody can? What about the
I
people that
said
just
no.
listen?
No, I mean I got to have some type of, you come to me, I like we talk. I gotta be feeling some type of way about you.
Uh-huh.
Like I just can't.
Got you.
Man, I started to send something to you, James, earlier.
Uh-huh.
That someone sent me, and hold on, I might do it now, but it's maybe too late. But I want to send you something, and and since I've seen it, I've been trying to really look at myself and answer this. So let me find it.
You said it on Instagram?
I'm about to send it to you. It's,
Okay. And all of y'all that are in the chat, that's a question for y'all. Do you love with your first of all, first question I asked was how thin is the line between love and hate? But then the second question I asked is because Mark said that some people love with intention and some people love with emotion. Dawood tried to say that intent. He thinks that all intentions are emotions. And I hear you, but I think we're approaching it from a different perspective. I think when we talk about doing something with intention, we're talking about doing it with a purpose. We're doing it with a goal in mind. It's not necessarily done out of emotion. Kiki says that most of us, the reason why we are able to jump from one extreme to the next is because we do love with emotion. And I think Melissa kind of backed that up when she says that love and hate are just feelings that we feel in the moment. And I 100% agree with that. But my challenge is, or my question is, and I want, and Kiki, you started answering this, and Mark, I want you to address it too. If love is that fragile, where we end up vacillating from one extreme to the next. I can love you in this moment, but the moment you upset me, I can hate you, or we don't get along now. We were married for 15, 20 years and slept in the same bed, but now I can't stand the sight of you. I mean, how does that, if the love is that fragile, because that's what fades, right? Why do we put so much emphasis on it, and why is that the foundation that we look to whenever we determine who our partner is going to be or who we're going to marry? You with me, Mark? Okay. Okay.
I I mean, honestly, that's probably one of the most difficult answers to give someone put a blanket statement, because the reason why someone put themselves in a position has a lot to deal with their raising, their experience, what love means to them.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are using it as a coping mechanism. Some people are using it as a void in their life. But if you go, if you go biblical or anything else like that spiritually, you understand that it's always going to be that ailing want to have that significant other in your life for completion.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the direction. Like I said, and the I think we lack I say it all the time. The conversations about how to cultivate and nurture this feeling and have the right direction with it. But why somebody does it? Why do I do it? I mean, because at the end of the day, I have a sense of incompletion. Now, some people try to put that with a place of, hey, God, and that feels it. But I feel like I have a strong foundation with God. But even though that's there, I still have that desire for a woman in my life, and I try my best to pursue that and boldly. But you can grow, and I sent you something that has some do it. One thing is that there's so many failed attempts, just like in a relationship, you can grow to
Mm-hmm.
hate that person. I find myself in so many failed relationships. You, as a man, you could grow to have a disdain feeling towards women.
Mm.
Not that you want to be with a man, still staying heterosexual, but you have a distaste if you keep having bad experiences with females. Same thing females do too. But anyway,
You want me to play the video?
sure.
Okay. Hold on. Let me hit it. I'm gonna try my best to get it right.
Like women, but they're sexually unattracted to men, and they have no choice but to deal with you. And they act like it, don't they? Like these men don't like women for real. They don't bond with women. They don't emotionally connect with women. They prefer to be around men. They respect men. They get along with men. They see men as their equals. They do not view you as it. The only reason they're with you is because they're not sexually attracted to the men. If it wasn't for sex or power, they wouldn't be with you. I need y'all to watch out for these men. Like, actually, like, inquire about whether this man actually like women. Not if you're heterosexual. My question to you is, do you actually like women?
Wow. Wow. That's interesting.
And the thing is, like I said, this is not a gay or gay type of thing. It's like us a lot of men that do not like women, and what happens is they get so mad at black women they try to start dating white women, and they don't want to go back to black sisters and stuff like that. But they really have a negative focal point when it comes to women. They try to escape it. They're not gay, but they try to escape it by dating outside their race and everything else. But I know a lot of guys who they don't like women. they
Man,
B's and all, and we mistake it because guys keep calling B's and H's. You know what I'm saying? So you hear them say it so much, man. These B's, these H's, and they see like, dang, dude. Every time that's how you refer to them. And you got to watch, these guys really do not like women.
That's true. I mean, I actually asked a guy on my Facebook page, "Do you even like women?" Because everything he posts on Facebook, he call them out their name. It's like it's always this B, this H, this, that, and the third. I was like, do you like women? And he was like, I'm not gay. I'm like, I understand you're not gay, but why? You know, somebody hurt you. You know, like somebody actually has hurt you to the point to where every female he come across, I'm like, do you call your mom that? Seriously.
That's deep. That's real deep.
I mean, people can be that hurt, and I don't know.
But that goes back, James, what you're saying, the thin line between love and hate. When a guy goes that point, like she said, who hurt you? Was it his mother? Was it that first crush he had? Was it his first girlfriend? Who hurt you?
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. If somebody did hurt her, you know what I'm saying, and it might not have, and that's a whole different type of show, because we got to talk about, because if we start looking at who hurt you, then we got to go into orientation, we got to go into environment, we got to look at upbringing, we got to look at all those things. You know, I tell the story all the time about the little boy in the store that I saw his mama jerking him around. And I think sometimes about even my childhood, man, because, you know, and I ain't gonna put nobody on blast, but I used to get tired of listening to it like over and 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 over every day. You know what I'm saying? And I had to take it at that time. So at a certain point, you know, when you you know, we always talk about a woman needing a man that kind of, you know, to raise a son, right? Because that's to help. Because sometimes women have to take on that role of discipline and that role of tough love. And if you don't, if you confuse a young boy with that, because it's like you said, it's a fine line between love and hate, right? It's also a fine line between discipline and abuse. And so if you think you're disciplining sometimes, and it's not really discipline, it's more so abuse, and you subject that child. I feel so sorry for some of these kids when I see some of these toxic ass mamas and daddies around here. I mean, because these parents are toxic. Bro, I'm talking about yell at them first thing in the morning, yell at them when they get home from school. I mean, just everything. You mean, and Mark, I mean, go to work, KiKi, have a bad day, and you bring it home to your child.
You know,
Mm,
they said a child's first bully is their parent.
Yes.
that is
That
true.
and think about that. When you viewed your mama as being the one who's supposed to nurture you, that's supposed to, to be, like I caught my ex-wife jacking my son up one time, and he was about 9 years old. And I said, whoa, don't do that. She said, well, I didn't understand why I was saying it then. I understand it now because I'm older and I can look back in reverse and mentally assess it now. But when I did it, I said, don't do him like that. I need him to have a hiding place. Because when I get in his butt, and I want him to go tell you on me, even though we on the same side. But I need him to have a hiding place, because if he views a woman being the one beating him down or doing something he can't fight back, and not that he needs to or whatever, but there's a fine line between discipline and abuse. So when we talk about some of these boys, I mean, sometimes I would really like to go and look at their mothers. I
Because
really
a
go
mother
look.
has mother
Go
has
ahead.
for their protection. If you
Yeah.
look in nature and look at cubs and stuff like that, when the lions try to go with the cubs, that lion has to come in and like almost like dominate the line to protect her cubs.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, you see that in so many different species. When a woman, the female species protects and nurtures, and the true enough that the female species almost put their life on line for their children or whatever you want to call them, with that species. But that's at the same time, that's what you're supposed to have in life. And I feel like those mixed roles do play a part, because if a man can't find that nurturing in a woman, what does he have?
What does he
He
have?
can't find it in the mother. And then you're dealing with a mother who's overcompensating for her life decisions and taking it out on the kids. What safety does he have?
KiKi. I mean, help me out with that. I mean, you're right. You have a son.
I have 3 sons.
Okay, and how did you execute discipline on them? And
I'm not a disciplinarian.
okay,
Their dad, like my oldest son, his dad, disciplined him. And like Mark was saying, like when his dad disciplined him, he'll run to me.
yeah, and that's what's
So
supposed to happen.
right, and I'm because even when they if they would get a whooping, he would take him in the other room and whoop him,
Yeah,
and I'll come to his rescue. If I feel that he is getting not doing too much with him, I'll come to his rescue. He'll say,
wow,
"Mama," because that's just that's a mother. That's you're supposed to be a nurturer. So yeah, I wouldn't, and I want my boys to, if they, if they ever have kids, I want them to understand that too. A woman is supposed to be a nurturer, but you
mm,
do have those women, because my mom, she was a mom and a dad. So it was like cursing us out, and it was like,
No,
wow, no hugs, no telling that you love us or anything like that. So that's why I'm like I am.
I,
I
I go ahead,
I
Mark. You had a
I
question?
I heard this, but this is where I gotta address KiKi, and then we do this all the time in our culture. Your mom was never the mom and dad. Your mom
No,
was a
she wasn't.
woman. She was a mom, and she may have been a over masculine mom or whatever, but she never was a dad.
Never was
She
a
Well,
dad.
not
never
saying
was.
a dad, not
No,
saying a
but you
But
dad,
gotta
pe-
but I'm
understand.
saying
But you
she
no,
gotta
people
went.
use
understand.
that
No,
term loose. People use that
no,
term real
yeah,
loosely.
they're real loosely, and we gotta stop that. You had a mother who was trying to
Yeah,
do her best, but you did not
and here,
have. She was not the. I know we get to the point where we're telling our moms Happy Father's Day on Father's Day because the kids are saying that their mom was a mom and dad. Come on,
yeah,
No, I
man.
never do
yeah.
that.
I,
Never.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
No,
and,
I
and and
never
that's
do.
and that's no disrespect to the moms. Y'all are doing an awesome job. We understand you. You
Yeah.
got to play. You got to play the cards you've been dealt. You know what I'm saying? And that's a tough role to have you to hold when a man is not fulfilling his role in your life. I get that. I understand. And so, honey, unique, Natalie and Don, y'all asked the question: What do you do when the single mother who has to do the job of the mother and the father? I get that. I mean, and I understand you have to discipline, but I think you have to be creative in your discipline. I think you have to be creative in your discipline. Kiki, you said something that was key to me. You said sometimes you would go and rescue your child when they were getting punished, right? See, this is what bothers me. When real discipline is taking place, the children shouldn't be the only one crying. The parents should almost be crying too when you talk about discipline. But a lot of times we don't discipline our children until we get angry. And when you get angry, you have a very, you almost to that point where you're crossing that line between discipline and abuse, right? So if you're spanking your child, honey, Natlin, if you're spanking them out of love, that's going to be noticeable. And there's a difference. I mean, I used to spank my children, and I probably had to give my children probably all three of them 5 probably in their whole lives. I wasn't a spanker. I could talk. My voice was deep enough, and that did enough. But when you ever had somebody when you spank your child and they jump up in your arm and start hugging you, like, mommy, I'm sorry, I won't never do it again. That's discipline. That's real discipline. That's love. That's disciplining them out of love. Because see, what happened is discipline builds, but abuse breaks down. And so when you start to break them down, that's when they start to become resentful. They start harboring these feelings that they ain't gonna say nothing to you about it, but they gonna feel it point blank. They gonna feel it, and they gonna say, and then you know what? They gonna take it to school with them. I mean, because like I said, I used to have it so bad yelling at Trey first thing in the morning. He got to be at school, and I'm yelling at him, man, get up! You're moving too slow. Hurry up! What's taking you so long? I mean, I'm doing all this. My deep voice in the house. It's early in the morning, right? And then one day it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Bam! He ain't a morning person. You know why? That's cool? Because his mama wasn't really a morning person. You know what I'm saying? I wake up at 5 o'clock. I wake up before the alarm clock to make sure the alarm clock's going to go off. I'm a little bit different. He's different. So what I would do is, if knowing that he had to wake up at 7 o'clock, I would go in there. I would turn on the light at 6:45 and go sit down, lay back in the bed for 10 or 15 minutes. And you know what would happen at 7 o'clock? I wouldn't have to get up and wake him up again. He would get himself up because he got used to blinking his eyes and kind of got adjusted to the light. Eyes got adjusted to the light. Body got adjusted to the day. And he jumped up. To me, that was a creative form of getting the most out of my child without being a butthole, without trying to show him how toned I am, all that kind of stuff. I don't do all that. I don't do that. I don't do that. Go ahead, Mark. You was going to say something?
Nah, I just wanted I asked Honey before I assume. She's like, I do, and I always give my mother credit for both. The question is, did you grow up in a single parent home also, and your mom was the mother and father? As you saying, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think that's what she's saying. I think she's saying that her mom had to assume both roles. Is that what you say? Is that what you're saying? Your mom assumed, and you give your credit. So you only had your mom the whole time. We get that. I understand that, but your mom is not a dad. She just, I mean, there's certain anatomical features that come along with the man that, I mean, dad is a masculine noun. It's not a feminine noun. And
I can't.
I don't think anybody do you want your mom to be viewed as masculine? I mean, I'm not, and I'm being facetious when I say that, but that ain't the top of the show. So we'll deal with that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Here you go, Natalie. Natalie says she's jacked up a child for sweating up to me, and I was wrong because I wasn't nurturing. Well, I mean, how did you jack him up? I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I know what I saw when I saw it in my house, and in that situation, I didn't want it going down like that because I know what the ramifications are. And you know why I know what the ramifications are? Because I've been the boy before. I've gone through that in my life. And I can remember my ex-wife saying to me, I wish she wouldn't have done you like that. And I had to go through those barriers and learn because I felt like I wasn't loved. I was confused to an extent. And I didn't receive that love that I thought I should have gotten. My grandmother gave that to me before she passed away. My mom didn't raise me. My biological mom didn't raise me. My stepmom, she raised me, but she did the best she could. But sometimes I felt like I was somewhat, especially looking in reverse. And I'm not putting her on blast. If she's listening right now, I love her to death. What's not true? What's not true? Because truth is relative. Your truth might not necessarily be my truth.
She's talking about. She's talking to Dawood, but okay. I'm not here to analyze.
Well, I ain't even read Dawood yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, but Honey just grew up with a strong, independent woman, and woman, mother, father, and she's ingrained in that thought process. And you can't even argue with a person who feels that, passionate about that statement. But as a father, I cannot teach, no matter what I do,
Mm-mm.
I cannot be a mother to my son. I could be an empathetic a father who understands emotions, everything else. But I do not know how. I don't understand how women feel. They think with a different side of the brain. They're made differently. I cannot replicate that as a parent. So for you to think you can replicate a man, then if you really believe that, then hey, I'm sorry, Jane. I thought it was open forum. So if you want to
It is.
address
Go
that, I
ahead.
would.
No, no, no,
But
no.
like
Go
I
ahead. Go
said,
ahead.
it's just we need to heal sometime. And the thing is, sometimes we need a friend to tell us that. I may not be a friend, but I'm like, yo, if you can't understand the difference in the genetic makeup of a man and a woman and the mindset, just like James said, when I rarely have to put my hands on my kids because my voice is so deep. When I speak, it sends a tremble through their heart. Women, you can't produce that. You know what I'm saying? It's a gift that we were given, and we utilize that like a roar of a lion. And that's the thing that we could do. So I don't have to be over abusive or anything like this. And what I'm saying is, you can't replicate some of the things, and like I can't replicate some of the nurturing aspects of a woman. You can't do that. And until you really understand and accept that, your mother did a great job as a single mother, and you're doing a great job as a single mother, but you're not a father.
And that's
You,
okay. Go ahead, Kiki. I see you got something
I
you want to say.
mean, that's true. That's true. But like I said, I did agree with you when you did say that it is in our culture that we do say, you know, mother being a father because of the single parent household.
And why
So
you think all these
I
kids
mean,
out here emotional? Why these dudes don't know how to deal with emotional escalations and don't know about conflict resolution? Cause they out here acting like women. As soon as you say something to hurt their feelings, they going off the chain. Where as men, we used to learn how to deal with conflict resolution, have reserve about engagement. Now more than
Absolutely.
ever, because of that frame of mind, because women are raising guys and they sitting there watching these women respond to stuff so emotionally, they respond to the same thing. You will find guys who will argue with you just like some women now, where
Yeah.
old school guys
Yeah.
will let you
That's
get it out and
horrible.
be like, hey, that's it.
Oh yeah,
mhm.
That's,
dudes don't. Men, let me. If any men listen, especially y'all young dudes, you don't argue. Don't argue with women. We don't do that. That's we just don't do that. That's not even the right. You don't do that. It don't. It makes absolutely no sense. Ashley, if you hear me, you're on, so you can unmute yourself when you get ready. Ashley's gonna jump in on the conversation. We operate on a whole with a whole. Ashley, jump in. You've been listening. What's your assessment of what we're talking about?
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I was listening to the part where people were kind of jumping down the women's throat about them saying the um being the man and the woman. I think we're kind of taking that statement literal, too literal from my standpoint. Because I know a lot of people who have you. Maybe they shouldn't use that statement. Maybe y'all should give us something else or give them something else to say so that they won't be saying that I was the man, the mother and the father. But I think it's more so that I had to provide as though it was a two-parent household. If that's the way that I've heard it from different people. I don't think that they're actually wanting to have the masculinity or the masculine part of that, if that part makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. But let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay, you come. Me and you, we're in a public place,
Yes, sir.
and you step on my toe,
Mm-hmm.
and I say ouch, and then you come back the same way, and you say go in the same direction, same path, and you step on my toe again, and I say ouch, and then we come back and we do this. And how long do we repeat the process? Because men have told you all that we feel some type of way about y'all doing that because it's like a subtle form of disrespect. And so if we are letting you know that it's a subtle form of disrespect, and like you said, why is it our responsibility to tell you another term to use for a mother and a father? Why don't you just say she was a very, very good mother? But
Well, the
my
thing
mother,
about it
my
is,
mother did everything. My mother was the only one there. It's a whole bunch of things you can say other than to give her a masculine noun to address her who she is. Go ahead.
Well, you're exactly right. And it's I'm probably going to say the same thing that you said. When you know better, you do better. And if nobody has ever, I understand that you're saying that nobody should have to come to you and say it, but people are not being as vocal about different things that bother them like they are now, or haven't been as vocal. And men, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a man, but y'all haven't been as vocal. And it could be because we haven't been as receptive. We, might not have wanted to hear what y'all had to say. But sometimes, even if you think we know, we still kind of need not reassurance. Sometimes you have to say it again. We repeat ourselves to our children, and I'm not comparing anybody to a child, but sometimes you have to say it again, because what you're expecting a person to know, they may not have learned it. So your expectations for them may be different. And if you're something or some type of new person, male or female, that they've gotten with, then sometimes you have to kind of bring them up to what your expectations are, if that part makes sense.
It makes sense. How long Facebook been? 2009.
I think so, yes.
I think every Father's Day we had the same conversation. That's 13 years.
And you know what? Since people always be saying I be what do they say? I just agree with everything,
They said
basically.
you agree with everything I say. Yeah.
I will give I used to tell my mother Happy Father's Day. And I convicted my own self, because my dad wasn't a bad dad. He just wasn't inside of the house. And there was a point where he wasn't inside of our house. And so I had to, and my mama never said thank you or anything like that. She was like, girl, stop that. And so it was later on, as I grew up, I was like, that's the craziest crap ever. But I know people do it. To each their own. It's just not my thing. Because if you think about, because I had to have a conversation with other people as far as single parent. Does single parent mean that you're in the house or house by yourself, or does single parent mean that you don't get any help from the father at all? Because I think that's another thing as well, that people have certain or different terminologies for, or different definitions for. So I think over time, when you learn different things, you see different things. And again, my mama never said anything about my father, while they were married or not married. So it was something that I picked up on, and I picked it up from society, not something that my mother, my aunts, my grandmother, nobody taught that to me.
You picked it up from Facebook.
No, I didn't pick it up from Facebook, because I was doing that well before Facebook came out. I was grown when Facebook came out.
Because everybody, I mean, like you said, on Father's Day, everybody, they do. My mother was, my mother was my dad. My mom was my dad, this and then the third. So, yeah, it is, it's like, it was a trend, put it like that. And it got stuck in your head. You may have been doing it before, but I'm just saying, a lot of people, they get that terminology. So this is what we're going to run with. Just like the word toxic. It's just something everybody say now.
Well, that's how I feel about vibe. Everybody's on a vibe now. But what was it called before we was on a vibe? But no, people actually been giving praises to their mamas well before we started looking. Facebook made it bigger. Let me see. A single parent is only one parent contributing. Okay. Faye, that was kind of my thought process, but I had other people to think differently. They feel like because they were inside of the home by themselves, then they were considered a single parent. Is this what the topic is about?
No,
we open forum tonight.
Okay, I was trying to make sure that I wasn't on a tangent.
No, we started out on what we started. We started out with thin love between love and hate.
Oh, okay.
Then we started out with if love is so fragile because you can love and hate out of the same heart, right? Why is love the foundation that we use to build our relationships on, right? Because it's so fragile. And then we kind of started talking and got into discipline and all that kind of stuff. So,
okay.
But Mark, you were about to say something a minute ago, and I cut you off. My bad.
No, I'm listening to the topics, and one thing I notice through this forum and through a lot of different forums, and I'm not trying to attack women, but it's crazy. when men try to speak from a man's aspect and tell women or enlighten women how we think, feel, and everything else, it's not received as much.
Never.
And the thing is, and we wonder why the relationship gaps are getting worse and worse because the respect for black men is not there. The ears to listen to black men are not there. And the thing is, it's like, how do we get you to listen? I seen a guy when guys start speaking up, right? They had this research showing on Mother's Day how much people spend on Mother's Day versus Father's Day, right? And the thing about it is, people don't understand Father's Day used to be like that because women wasn't working, right? Women wasn't working; they didn't have finance to give the men and stuff like that. So yeah, a tie was uh, was symbolic of maybe all they had, but it was a thought that went with it. Now women are still doing these things that don't reflect the same amount of, I guess, uh, pouring into the relationship, and think those small gifts or those things that are not significant to me. And a lot of guys, when I talk to my friends, are like, "Yo, I still got a fucking tie this year." On why the hell on Father's Day I'm out here still barbecuing and shit? Like, no, take me out to eat. Do something like that. I just feel like as men, they think it's okay to give us minimum and give us minimum input, and what we say and do is irrelevant unless we make a certain amount of money. Even with that, it's still no input. Let me give you personal. I If I pay all the bills and everything else, I started to notice with the new generation women that I've dated that everything as a man I still supposed to do based off traditional ways, but things they supposed to do I supposed to assist. Nothing on me is taken off. There's no relief on me. The duties, when it comes to them, is shared. It's like, well, we both should cook. Well, we both should clean today. We both should. You pay those bills, I pay these bills. Where is where is the relief in my life, and where's the celebration as a man? I ask women that. Where is it? Heterosexual black men. Where is the celebration for us?
Well, that's a good question. And those that get that, bruh, those be some strong dudes, man. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, man.
Man, the cats. I mean, and it shows when you see one that's like a woman that's like publicly affirming her dude, man, and really supporting. Like I can name some, man. I don't know what's really going on at the house, but boy, they faking it real good in public, man. And I ain't gonna and I'm gonna tell you something. I read this in a book. I think it was John Maxwell that said it, but he said affirmation is like oxygen for the soul. And and like me, my love language is words of affirmation. You want me, you want to get me, man, affirm me. You know what I'm saying? And that man, just that means the world to me, man. Because like I said, affirmation is like oxygen for the soul. For the soul. But Mark, you make a very key and critical point. I even remember a group we were in. Man, I'm giving free game, telling you how men think. And then I had a woman tell me, nah, men don't do that. Huh? I only been doing this for about 50 years. I've only been a man for about 50 years now, but you're going to tell me that that's what I'm not. How does that work, KiKi? Please tell me.
I mean, that goes back to what Mark said. I mean, a lot of women are just not, perceptive of how to, address men. I mean, because I don't know, that's just how we are. I do say, me personally goes back to, the Father's Day and all that. Me personally, as far as like my ex's feelings and all that, I I like to talk. I'm a communicator.
Hmm.
So I want you to tell me your feelings. Tell me how you feel so that way I'll know, what's going on. I'm my love language also is touchy. I'm touchy feely. So what Father's Day, I'm going I do it all the time anyway, but Father's Day, I don't need you out there grilling for me. I
Mm.
can cook. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna do, which I do it anyway. My role in my household, I do all the cooking.
Wow.
I do all the laundry. I do all the cooking. I do all the grocery shopping. I do all of that. Not saying because it's, you know, a gender is my job as a woman, but that's just how I am. So I do like, I be I be receptive of any information a man tell me about it, about how men feel and everything. But some women just don't want to hear it. I don't know why.
Man, I'm telling you right now, I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah. And man,
I'm
But
and
those,
there
but
are no
those
women
be the
commenting
women,
anymore. What happened to all the
but
women that
those
were on
be
the
the
show?
women that those be the women that can't keep a man too.
Ask what you laughing at.
I'm laughing at your crazy self, child.
I'm serious. I mean, my boys jumped in. Zanterius is in. Zanterius got
Zanteri's
a.
over here trying to come for me, child.
Yeah, he came for you.
Oh,
I was going to put that. I was going to put that
I
up there.
see him over there. It's okay. I liked it. I
He
said
said,
what it is. I'm truthful about whatever it is that I did. I learned it from society. I learned it from the people in the streets. When you sitting around people that are in certain areas and you hear them talking, or if you're around certain children and they're talking about certain things, you start to pick up that stuff.
Well, pick
yeah.
this up, Ashley. Pick
Oh
this up.
God.
I am sick. I am sick of providing an exceptional lifestyle and getting some average sex life.
That must be you. That's who you
No,
pick
you
up.
this
You
this
pick
ain't just
up.
me. This is not just me. This is a
You
lot of
ain't
men.
finna argue with
Y'all,
me
y'all,
because I'm not gonna
listen. I'm
argue.
telling you like this. I'm telling you like this. I ain't about to argue. You can listen though. God dog it. Yeah, I'm serious. And the thing is not you, Ash, but a lot of men in marriages. I'm not married, so I'm just saying. I'm listening to this. I'm sitting around a campfire on this shit. I'm telling you. And the thing about it is, these men, like Zentari say, you got to slay the dragon, swim across the shore. Got to do all these things to be this great leader or great provider in life, just to sit here and get some goddamn average sex.
Wow.
Oh, missionary, doggy style sex. That's it. And y'all thinking that y'all done something. I'm sick of it.
Man, I
The
wish a man
duration.
could swim across the water, do whatever you want to do. It's finna go down. I
Y'all
know
be
when you
saying that.
man
Y'all
do
be saying
nothing,
that. Y'all, it's hard for
I'll
y'all to
trust
be a
you.
mother. When y'all become mothers, we know about that chemicals and all in your body. You lose your sex drive, all that type of stuff. It's a lot of married men out here right now that are jacking off. The number one guy in a strip club is a married man. The number one guy who watches porn are married men. Why is that?
Wow.
I'm just asking. But y'all want great
I
lives.
watch porn, so is it a problem with me
And
too?
that's what I'm finna say. I mean, it's a problem that I watch it. I mean,
Y'all, you know what the issue is, y'all.
Y'all watching it
Every
single. Did you watch it married?
I did.
we did
Okay.
together.
Oh
I
wow.
did.
did y'all do
Yeah,
It
some of the
we
definitely
did
stuff?
together.
and did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of this.
Y'all need to write a
For
book.
real.
What?
I'm
I
Hey,
know
serious.
hey,
y'all
I
lying.
did it
y'all
Y'all
need to
know
be
together.
y'all.
better role models
No,
in.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold what you got. My I don't talk about my business, but my issue had nothing to do with that. Okay, let me just
All
say that.
right, all right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of women out here.
Oh
And let
Lord,
me
what you
say
Supposed
say,
to
this
be
too.
Zanterius?
Since
saving
since
marriages.
you want to discuss intimacy, a lot of times the person that you're with can either tap into that person or then it not. Y'all kind of your intimacy level got to be in tune before somebody gets the freak coming out. So if you boring, then your sex partner might be boring. You might not tap into that other side. Some people might get the freak, some people might not.
You know what? You need to
So
take ownership. You need to take ownership in your development. Y'all always saying, "Well, a man, if he did
I
this,
didn't
no,
say
if
man
you
or
nasty, be
woman.
nasty."
It was not gender specific. It didn't
Well,
matter
this
if it's a man or the woman or not. One of y'all ain't tapping into something. That's why the sex life is boring. I'm not talking about you specifically, but it seemed like you getting mediocre. So hey,
That's why you gotta
hey,
Well,
spice it up. You gotta do extra stuff.
man,
If you want to go
get
be
out
in
of
the
here.
strip club, hey, I'm going with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
what's in the
these
strip?
women
I'm
don't want you in
going
the
with
strip club. Yeah, y'all don't want us in the strip club. Y'all don't want us having a side piece. Y'all just
you
want us to be
keep saying, you
bored.
know what? You got
Coy
all the
does.
answers, brother Mark.
Hey,
Coy does.
I'm speaking for the masses.
If
Look,
you
you
ever
don't
had,
want y'all to have. Okay, why would you want to? But I'm saying, if I'm not doing, tell me when I'm not doing for you to have a side piece. What you need a side piece for? If I supposed to be doing what I'm doing,
Kim, you
tell me
better not
when I'm
go.
not doing. That's how
Mhm.
Kim,
I
you
be
better.
Kiki,
doing.
Kiki, but you got to do what you did to get the relationship. That's the point. A lot of
I just
women do
told
a
you,
lot.
Mark.
I'm just saying. I'm just not
I'm
saying you, Kiki,
speaking.
but a lot of women do a lot of things to get the ring,
That's
but they
true.
don't do the same things to keep the ring.
And now, hey, I'm gonna
Men
say
do the
this.
same
I'm gonna
thing
say
though.
this. And y'all know I don't. Y'all know I don't. Ask, you know how I what I don't and do tell. Okay,
Yes,
I
sir.
had a conversation last week with my ex. I did, and she told me, because we were talking. She said there was a certain point within the marriage where she focused on the children and couldn't focus on me. Okay, and in marriages, I think sometimes for not some women, not all of them, it's hard to balance being that mother like that and also being able to be what he needs you to be in the bedroom. Now, some of y'all probably don't have a problem with that, and that's okay, but some do. Can you see that, Ashley?
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Especially when you got 3 kids, not one. Especially when you got two, maybe 4 kids, all that kind of stuff, and you got to balance all these kids and make sure they good. And by the end of the day, you so tired. Um. Oh yeah. Yeah. You.
Sometimes it's not a. We don't have that we don't get any grace. We're expected to do it all. Whether you got to bend over the counter while you cooking dinner, it sometimes it don't matter how how it's gotten, just long as you give it. And it's almost like, okay, well, you don't want to seem like it's a job, but it can be a lot.
So
It,
Ash, if I care about you, right,
yes,
and you get to the point where you feel like it's a job,
yes, sir.
right? Like sometimes I'm so tired, I don't feel like cutting my grass, right?
Mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm.
got a guy who come cut my grass, and you
Yes,
know
sir.
what? Because I'm tired, it gives me more time to recuperate and things like
Mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm.
So just like I outsource with those things, do you get mad if a man outsources that for you? He doesn't want to argue with you and make you feel guilty, make it feel like a chore. He just outsources this comfort and comes home happy if you allow him to outsource. So do you believe and support outsourcing?
So what do you mean outsourcing?
What's up,
He's
Melinda?
outsourcing. He's outsourcing his sexual tension,
You got a side piece,
and
Ashley.
no,
What?
it's not necessarily a side
I
piece.
mean,
I'm just saying.
sorry.
I'm just saying we don't want to make it a chore or
We don't
make you
love
feel
her.
like you have to do it and you're tired. What if I just
Listen,
No, I'm just asking. What if I just outsource, no emotional attachment, and it was cool with me and everything else? I still love you, and guess what? I'm gonna take you out because I'm relaxed now. There's no tension. We're not arguing as much. I'm ready to
Mark,
take you on
baby, you
trips.
can stop. I don't
I'm
mean to
just saying.
cut you off, but I'm not gonna ever give my man a pass to do anything because I never said that I wasn't gonna have sex. That's number one. Number two, you're not gonna know that I'm tired, even if I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna make it seem as though it's a chore. So I'm not gonna ever give my man permission to go and get no cootie cat from nowhere. Would you
You
be
know,
okay
Ash,
with
a-
outsourcing it if
a-
you was
a-
working and
Ash,
traveling and all of that great stuff? Will you be okay with
Ash,
outsourcing the D?
Ash,
Yeah.
Ash.
Yes.
I'm so in tune with my woman. I know when you're not into it. I know when you're making it a job. I
All
feel the
right.
way I feel
Okay.
it.
So, are you okay with it being outsourced?
With her doing outsourcing,
Yes, sir.
I know it hurt my feelings.
Huh?
It'll hurt my feelings.
So, you wouldn't be
But
okay with
I'm
it.
but it's never a job to me. It's a pleasure.
So, that's not the question that I'm
That
asking.
but it's the
Are
this the
you
it,
okay with it being outsourced? Is it good for the goose and the gander?
no, it's not.
Okay,
Because
then.
it's never
I
it's
rest my
never a
case. No further
chore.
questions,
Because
Your
it's
Honor.
never a chore. Because it's never a chore to me, and I'm always gonna do
I
it.
never. But did anybody say that it was a chore? Because I
you
said
did.
you.
You
I
did.
did
Yes,
not
you
You
say
did.
did.
You,
that.
you did.
Yes,
You
you
did
I
say
did.
did not.
sometimes it's a
Yes, you
chore.
did.
I
No,
can
that's not
rewind the
what I
Yes.
tape.
said.
I
I
can rewind
said
the tape.
you can rewind it. I said you don't want to make it. I'm not. You don't want to make it seem like it's a chore. That's what I said. That was my exact words. So I never equated it to being a chore. Some
Okay.
I'm
people
not.
do, but yeah, if I can outsource it, then you can too.
Hey, I only outsource if I don't feel like doing it. That's the thing about it. I'm up for it all
Mhm.
the time.
Okay, I hear you.
I keep my game face on.
Likewise,
If nobody
Dawood,
don't want to do
you
it, I'm
out?
gonna keep
I
my
sent
game
you
face
the
on.
link, but Melinda said she ain't out to us, and y'all, Ashley, you
Not
read that.
nothing, honey.
You read it, Ashley. You read it.
Okay.
Oh, it
I don't
says
reach my
I'm
cuss
not
word limit today.
outsourcing a dang thing. Too many
Okay.
diseases. I'll buy a Gluck 5,000 before I do it. Thank you, Melinda. Thank
Hold
you.
on,
And
Melinda,
you
where
know
you
what?
from?
Because
Melinda, where you
I
from?
actually purchased a pea pocket for my dude because I know I had one, and sometimes you may not feel like
A
going through
what?
all of the pee pocket.
What is that?
A pocket pee.
Yeah.
Pocket P. Let me Google that.
Melinda, where are you from, Miss Dokes? Where are you from?
Pocket
Arkansas.
Miss Dokes is from Arkansas.
Faye said the
Pitbull.
answer is no. Faye, I know he ain't gonna give permission for nobody to be
No.
DMV
Oh,
downtown, honey. And then he think, I already know this is not going to be resolved. We know,
I figured it out.
Kim.
Lord have mercy. Now I know what a pocket P is. That's
I'm just saying.
you
Just
bought
use
that
it
for
if you
him.
want to.
You
Yeah.
bought. What if he started liking that more?
He didn't. But it was, I felt as though I had something. So I'm gonna buy him something. It was better it felt better than a hand.
So why does he need to do that if y'all are married?
Well, number one, he traveled a lot for work. So
Right.
So
you
you
know,
packed this pocket P for him.
I did whatever you needed me to do. I
You
I
made sure
sent pictures, I sent videos, I might pop up wherever you at, just to, slide down, bust down
Now,
on it.
Lord,
I'm just saying. So
come before you right now. I'm praying right quick. Give me a second.
hey,
Just as
whatever
humble
you
as
need
I
to do
know
to get your
how.
mind right.
You know
Now
what?
I'm going back in
James.
my circle because
Calling
I don't talk about my
on.
business.
Yeah, James, I just never. You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. I've never heard a woman in an open forum when I do bring this up saying, "Oh, well, then that's me," because I know I'll be bullshitting sometime in the bedroom. Every woman I've known in life puts it down. Every woman I know is the freak of the
Everybody
week.
don't say that they put it down.
I'm just
Did I
saying.
did we did
I'm
we
just
say
not
we
saying
we
you, Ash. I'm not saying you
yeah.
don't. I just never met a
I
woman who said, "Hey, man, you know what? I got some, average sex. I mean, it's about on a 10 scale, it's about 5. You know
do
what I'm
women
saying? But I got
do
heart.
women talk do women talk about how good their sex is? I don't really ever hear
No,
women.
we do
Yes, they
not.
James. You hear him all the
We do
time.
not.
I
You
don't. I ain't
get
gonna
this
lie.
thing, I put this thing on you.
We
Men
do
do,
not.
but men
You
do
put that
that.
old
Not
average,
women.
old 87 octane booty on me. Hey, get on out of here. The old regular unleaded
No,
booty up
that's
there
men.
Oh,
acting like.
Men
Father, touch. Everybody stretch your head. Lord have
We do
mercy.
not be sitting around here talking about our cootie cats.
Yes,
Women,
right.
you do.
y'all
You
talk
like
about
what?
sex. Women, y'all
They be like,
talk
what?
about
I
sex.
gave him
What
some
y'all to
though.
put it on them?
This is the
Bolo, I know
reason
you know.
why. 'Cause
Bolo,
see,
do women
this
talk
is
about sex? Hold up. Let me ask Bolo. Bolo, do women talk about how good their sex is? All that kind of stuff. I know Bolo knows. Oh, Mark,
Hey, Kim.
my sister
Hey,
said that's my little
Kim
sister.
right. Go
Kim.
ahead,
Kim.
James.
Kim. Look, I be below average some days. You catch me on the wrong day, trash. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, they thought I was gonna come in there and wreck shop. 2 minutes later, I'm done and be satisfied. Have nerve to sweat sometimes. I mean, I'm
Of
not
course,
always the
that's
best
true. I know the
performer.
pay. That's
I'm not
true.
always
That's
the
true.
best performer. And I can say that. You know what I'm saying? Men, we actually joke about it. Like, yo, dog, I gave it a weak shot, bro. I can't lie. And we be like, yo, you got to go back and prove yourself. We a little bit more open with that. When do women say, man, girl, I gave him the weakest head ever? You know what I'm saying? I knew I could do
No,
better.
I think all women think they got the best in the whole wide world. I promise.
If they
I
got
believe.
whack head, they're not sucking D. Period. To be honest with you,
If they got what?
if they
Oh,
got really whack head, a lot of them
Lord,
don't suck D anyway.
Right.
Well, that's a
Lord.
lie, because we be faking with y'all asses too, trying to inspire y'all.
I'm
Oh,
stupid.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
keep
baby, yeah.
thinking with
Right
me.
there. Cause my ass, I'm gonna keep pushing. I want you to keep trying. I want you to keep on trying. I don't want you to give up. I'm gonna be
Ass, I'm gonna
faking
let you
my
take
ass
over the
off.
minute. I'm about to take a break.
I
I,
I
I be,
I didn't
I
even
be,
go into this, and as much as I love to have conversations about
Uh,
sex, I didn't do this. It was Mark.
I asked Bolo a question and he had to answer it for me. He said, LMAO, they'll never. No, I'm not gonna read that out loud. But y'all hear what
They
y'all see
will
what he
never
said.
tell you they coochie whack.
Wow. Well, y'all, I
Well,
mean, okay.
they ain't gonna tell you it's whack, but they ain't gonna talk it up either. Men will talk that thing up, baby. I'm gonna beat that thing down, girl. I can't wait to get
Yes.
in there. I'm gonna roll around in that
Have
thing. It
Mr. Paul.
happens all the time. Then you get up
And
there and
last
then it
two
is
minutes.
well, first of all, first of all,
Hold on,
first of
that
all,
don't
hold
matter
on.
to me.
Melissa got the comment of the night.
Let me see.
Melissa
You
got the comment
only
of the night.
hear in the rap songs how good. Melinda, there you
Hold
go,
on,
baby.
finish the whole thing. You ain't
Oh, but
stop.
I know for a fact.
man,
She said you only hear in the rap songs how good women brag on their pee. But she
Corey,
said,
what
I
Corey say?
know for for a fact her issue is fire. That's what
Look
she
at
just
Corey. Come on, put up Corey at last comment.
I've been disappointed on a number of occasions. Okay, so let me ask y'all this then. What makes, because we already know what makes a D whack. Well, some people, I don't know. What makes a cootie cat whack?
Number
I'm gonna let
one,
Mark
let's
answer that one. I'm
let's
pure.
go. First of all, some of y'all
Sanctified.
trash. Some of y'all got some bad
Yeah,
bodies,
totally.
don't know how to throw that thing or nothing. You just sitting there stiff as hell. You know what I'm saying? Fucking sciatic nerve be acted up
Hold on,
on
I gotta
y'all.
mute Mark. Hold on, right quick. Hold on.
Milk don't, I mean, Mark, he done got gutter. He done brought out straight Atlanta on him.
I had to Mark
Okay, come
mute.
back. Can you give
Okay,
the
all right, here you go. All
PG
right, come on, Mark.
13?
All right, go ahead, Mark. I had to slow you down. I had to slow you down right quick. Go ahead.
No. But the thing about it is, when it's
Y'all, I
different
muted him.
levels. It's different levels to our orgasm too. Sometimes we bust and it's not what you think. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's different levels. Just cause we busted don't mean it was like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't say, "Oh, I made him come,"
Am
because
I blushing?
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, you having
it's
a
levels
problem
to it.
over there.
Some of y'all got some trash sex, man.
Can
Whoa.
you please answer the question?
He
What
just
makes it
did. Here we
trash?
go. Corey just gave you
What?
my answer.
Oh wow. So that thing stank is what you're saying.
Ugh.
Okay, so we got one. It stank. What makes a cootie cat whack? Faye,
Sometimes
that's what Faye.
Faye gave a good answer.
See, I was thinking of dryness, but I feel like dryness has to do with the person that they're with.
No, some of them just
no,
dried up.
and some of y'all got Jericho vaginas.
What's that?
All the walls gone. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like hitting the walls and fell down.
Oh
And that,
my
and you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Oh,
know,
I almost threw my headphones through the window.
I'm up here doing like this. I'm doing like this. That's kind of not what I want to deal with
Oh,
when I'm doing like that.
oh,
I'm not made for this
oh,
action right here. That ain't. Mm-mm. No,
Oh,
no.
God.
We both in there faking it. You
now,
know what I'm saying? We
Lord.
both in there. Just.
Why?
we-
Why just
Now,
not stop?
Lord.
So
Kim, you
will
hear
you
me, don't
ever
you?
tell
I,
a woman, man, that pee wet?
Here we
Hey,
are.
listen. I told a girl, like, look,
A
I don't
few
know
of your
what you,
handmaids
I don't know
serve.
who you was
I'm
with
praying.
before, but this ain't gonna work.
Calling
This
on.
is not
Well,
it.
I'm praying. My bad. I had to pray.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I had to pray. He
Yeah,
said
man.
Jericho. Boy, then Mark tried to hoop.
You done
Yeah,
tear down
man.
the wall.
Nah, them walls are falling.
They gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
You
so
over there doing
so
little tricks. I take four. No, you take too many.
uh,
That ain't it.
so it seemed like
That ain't.
sometimes I feel like I would have been better off having. Wow,
With the window
with the
open or
window.
closed.
with the window.
Is the window
Telling
open or
you.
What
closed?
time is that? Is the
Closed.
show over? Is the show over? I'm trying to see. This
Oh
Joker
God.
Yeah.
just said, "Oh,
Oh my
hold
goodness.
Yeah.
on,
See, Bolo
Okay.
doing no walls at all. Y'all over there,
hold on. I gotta go. I gotta rebrand this statement to make Melinda say what she just said. Hold on, or you can run right through it." Brandy said, she said, Brandy, for some, I've had 4 and still got told that I got that snapper. Talking about, how many kids? Okay, she said I got 4 kids. I'm still told that I got that snapper. Oh wow, okie
man,
dokie.
we be lying too. We lie too. We lie
Uh,
too.
okay,
Well,
Anthony. Now, okay, you just said something. You just said men lie too. Anthony said when I'm not into it, I had to fake a nut just to stop.
Wow.
Brothers fake it too.
who child?
Ain't
So
enough
that's
of
your
y'all.
subtle Anthony, that's your subtle way of letting her down.
Hey, ain't enough of y'all like this post yet. I need y'all to like this and a couple of y'all share it. We're gonna be on about 20 more minutes and we'll be good. Melissa, what you say? My grandmama said, keep your pocketbook lining tight. We need you to explain that with Melissa.
She
Melissa.
mean she keep doing cakles. Doesn't do that right there. She just
Oh,
talking
okay.
about,
I got you. I got you. I got you.
yeah,
Keep it.
man.
I got
Yeah,
you. My
man.
bad. Now I'm slow. I'm slow. I'm slow. I'm
Yeah,
slow.
brother. Like
I'm slow.
but man, we're not open about telling. We just won't call. You know, we just won't deal with you no more. Y'all be like, oh, these niggas, they ain't shit. No, you was trash. But I'm not. I know I can't tell you that without you snapping on me.
Make Bolo stop, Ashley.
But what is you doing?
Make Bolo stop.
Let me
Please
see what he got now.
Please make Bolo stop. I can't take it, man.
Let me see what he got on here now.
Oh, Okay, to be okay. Let me. Wow. Here we go. Reggie
Uh,
said, to be honest, the older I got, the more I understand sex and the expectation that comes with it. You have to discuss what one likes and really turns them on. You have to have honest conversations about what you want. Are we
I
doing that?
totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. If you
Me
are
too.
open, if people are not open about talking about sex, it can be real difficult. But
Hmm.
I think people, and I do this a lot. I the next day I talk about my sex capade. I want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's
because you
reflect.
want to know how I perform. Like, how did you
Yeah, I
like?
I'm
need to know
done.
about
I
it.
am
I
What
want
was
to
completely
you
know
think?
my
done.
performance.
Look at
Was
Anthony's
it good?
comment.
Let's see here.
Kiki.
I don't want to bring a weed whack.
Yes,
And
well,
listen, I know it could be spiritual for y'all. What you talking about that weed whacker? Because y'all may take the Nazarite pledge and want to put a blade to your hair. But some of that stuff,
That was for
you
men, bro.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm
That
just
was for
saying.
men.
I said they took it. They may have taken it. I didn't say that it wasn't for me.
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
saying at the end of the day, you expect us to go down there and we have to, you know, you know, that ain't what you
I'm
want.
about to watch the baseball game. Y'all
So
keep
do
going.
I, but see, you know what, Mark? Some men don't like shade pea, and from my understanding, the older generation don't want no bald hair. I mean, don't want no bald
Well,
coochie
you ain't
hair.
got to be
They don't
bald.
ball, but you can do some trimming.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
okay.
that stuff look like cap gun hair, I mean
Yeah,
that's not with BB shots and all that kind of stuff. That's
That man
nasty for
said
real.
BB shots.
That is really just gross. I mean, for real. I mean, we live in an age of waxing now. You know, we live in
yeah,
in a different way. I mean, if he tell you not to shave, it's a difference in shaving and trimming.
right.
Yeah, you can trim it up. You know, give it a little mohawk or something like that.
Yeah,
You know, to make it look presentable.
yeah,
But like I said, if you go down there and look like you got buckwheat in the headlock, that's scary, man.
yeah.
I'm for
You know,
real.
if
And
that
I don't.
bulge is just too bulgy, you know,
Yeah,
just
man.
making me question.
I mean, you mess around and get skid
Oh, it
marks
ain't no
and
fat. It ain't
what
really no fat cat.
Man,
it's
man,
just a lot of hair.
It's just a
a
lot of
lot of
hair.
hair.
why am I in
It's
this
a lot of hair.
conversation? I am up for okay. But
The
yeah,
Bolo
coach.
said that nobody want that 1970s porn. Nobody want
And
that.
it show was
Oh,
some thick hair on them points, baby.
Yeah, got that
Jesus.
Okay.
German down there.
Melinda, I love you. Melinda said, but she said, but I was like, no, bro, I keep it low like a fade. You right. Shadow
Yeah.
Melinda, so
fade
you
too.
you, you didn't killed everybody. You 15-0. I'm just saying, or 3-0. I mean, it's how much we got to get into your track record for you just to be all like that. You undefeated in the bedroom. See that ain't true.
I
We
ain't
don't
gonna lie.
always win. We
Melinda,
don't always win.
Melinda, can I talk? I mean, because I remember the post you the other day when I gave you the hand standing ovation and all that kind of stuff. Can I say that what that post was? Because that's your business. I know it was in a private group, but I would really like to say what she said, but I ain't gonna say it until she says it's okay. I'm with her. Wax on, wax on. Oh yeah, she was talking about the other day in the group about Mark. Your question, the when we earlier in our some of our other shows, you talk about waiting till a long time in a relationship. She says she want to know what she working with up front
Mm,
sexually, because if she finds out later on that it's trash, then she feel like she wasted a whole lot of time. So she's saying that. Am I saying that right, Melinda? Tell me if I'm wrong. So she's saying that sex is part of the potential that she's looking for in a partner. And
right,
so a lot of time, and a lot of times, she said, "I ain't gonna stay if the sex is trash." And
right.
how many other women feel? And Brandon says she gonna be mad, but of course, that's your prize. You don't want to give that way up front. But how soon do you want to give it up? Because Ashley, how would you feel? You didn't got to know Elmore, whatever his name is, Elmire, and y'all good. Y'all been dating for 3 months or something like that, 4 months, 5 months, whatever, 6 months. Then all of a sudden you ready to give it up to him, and then all of a sudden he got a little boy. Never mind. It wasn't good. Let me just say it that way.
Okay, so this will go back to when Mark when I was getting ready to make the statement about size and stuff doesn't. I'm a person that size doesn't really matter to me, because if you know what you're doing with it, then we can take it places. So I feel like if your relationship is built on something other than sex, then when you introduce yourself to that, then the intimacy level, I'm gonna say this again, will be through the roof. So you won't be focused on certain things. Also, if your relationship is built on something other than sex, then when the sex go left, then your relationship won't go south either, because the thing went limp, or the cootie cat got dry. So Mark won't say it's all on the men, yeah, all on the
Hold on.
men.
No,
We're gonna
no,
let
no. Ash, you got a misconception because a lot of men, our relationship's not built on sex. It's just
I didn't say
the sex is glue to our
you
wall, the wall, the
missing
foundation.
what I'm saying. What I was saying to you was, you always be saying that I'm always on. Our women sex is our whack. So I didn't want you to think that I was just saying the men thing be going limp, and the women we be saying, just wet and stuff. That's how you be feeling. Because
No,
we
no.
get
I,
fucking.
I just want you to know we fake it too, and some of
Okay,
y'all are trash too.
I get it.
That's
No
all.
problem.
But at the end of the day, no, it's just we don't talk about it. We don't really say, man, yo, you had some like four trash. But I will say it's like this. Some men,
Melinda, you stupid.
Melinda
uh,
said, just said, I thought I had the same thought process too, but it was all a dream.
Well, I had one dream.
Oh,
One dream. And baby, it was my God. Um, it was so little that I think the man cut me with his finger because he was holding it. So we never had sex. I'll put that out there. It was
ask
never sex.
ask Faye's question while we're talking. Ask Faye's question
What
to
is considered too soon to have sex with a new partner?
that's for y'all in the chat. Answer that question for me. What
yeah.
is considered too soon to have sex with a new partner? And then we're gonna come to you, Kiki. Same question that Ashley asked a minute ago. Answered a minute ago.
Cash you some, James?
Sure.
No.
Sure. Sure, you can ask me, Mark. What would you like to ask me, sir?
Ha- oh my
You done
God,
snorted.
Ash, God,
You done snorted twice and three
God,
times
dog.
now. Go
God,
ahead.
she get it.
You hit your mute button
Do you
snorting
believe?
like that.
From my experience, and from your experience, the guys that you know, have they tried to marry the woman they had the best sex with?
No. No. Absolutely not.
Me neither. So maybe some women need to focus on other things rather than have the best coochie. Because I had some of the best coochie like in recent times, and I just high fived her. I was like, yo, that thing good. Like a normal nigga would lose his mind behind that. That's some good
Yeah.
stuff. And I high fived her. Like, yo, that's dangerous. And
Actually, I'm
that's all
putting
it
up a
was to
shield.
me.
If it was that good, I'm putting up a shield. I'm protecting myself at that particular moment. You're not going to get me. I'm not going to run. You're not going to be able to run a Mack truck through my nose. I promise you like that. That would not happen. It would not. Kiki, come on. You over there chatting and talking to everybody else in the world. Come on. Let me ask. What,
Melinda, you
what,
about that life. Melinda about that life. Her one
I
night
said,
stand to a three relationship. How many of them you had?
he put it
Mm-mm.
on. Yeah.
I
Hold
mean,
on.
I'm down for the one nights.
Anthony said there isn't a too soon. If y'all vibing, I'm just saying. So you cool with the first night, Anthony? You cool with the first night? And I wonder if that answer is going to vary between men and women. I got to get Kiki. I got to get you in the
I
conversation.
agree with I agree with Anthony. It's not too soon.
Really?
Because because 9 times out of 10, we done already been talking for a little minute before we even go anywhere or do
What?
anything.
What?
Oh yeah, a
Yes, that
little.
ain't no one night stand. That ain't no that.
She
No,
didn't say one
no.
night
Not
stand.
Mark saying nothing about a one night stand. This time
I'm
she
no,
still.
said
I
no.
guess.
We said what's too
Melinda
soon to
spoke
have
on
sex.
one night stand.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
okay,
still.
yeah.
My mind's still stuck on Melinda
No.
Town.
See, come on back
We
out
had
of there.
we asked Faye's question.
I'm.
Remember
Everybody
what's
should be talking about this.
here it is. Remember, she said, what is considered too soon? And some of y'all ain't answering now. I'm asking y'all a question. We all grown in here.
I'm sick of
What
this.
is considered too soon to have sex with a new partner? What's considered too soon? Right away, 6 months, 3 months. What Bolo say? There is no too soon. Y'all grown, and if y'all vibe like that, do what you want to do. Anthony said the same thing.
Exactly.
Melinda said, Bolo Stevens, period. And then what you say, Kim? Kim said, I'm waiting until I get married. I
Kim, hold up.
understand.
Kim, all right. Do you have children?
She has one. And that
She has
child is
one.
my niece. That child is my
Okay.
niece.
Okay. So the thing is, you want a man to look at you and say, you know what? You're not a virgin. What? Ash,
Uh-huh.
see, y'all be refinancing the booty and think the stuff brand new. And that's that right there that pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want
First,
uh,
James, stop muting me. I got something to
Only one I
say.
ain't muted tonight is KiKi. I'm gonna mute somebody else for this night over too. I'm muting somebody else.
I just don't understand why Mark want to try to tell somebody how they want to live their life and preserve their coochie.
I done had girls have 3 kids talking about they celibate. I'm like, why?
And
Why
and
Why?
don't
they
she
could have
want to
3
Why?
kids by one
be
You
man.
ain't holding
And
nothing back. Show me why you got them 3
Hey,
kids. That's what you need to
that
show me.
because
Mark
they had
had
a
to put,
husband and he wanted 3 of them.
No, that ain't gonna be the case.
not all the time.
And you
I'm
know
but
what? Sometimes life brings about things and we want to change because we've done the same thing for so long. And so we want to change. Maybe we'll get a different outcome. So maybe, just maybe, I understand you saying 3 kids, but if that's the type of thing that person has for their life, you can't pick that for them. And it's trust and believe it's some folks out there willing to wait.
You know what's so funny about women?
yeah.
Y'all wake up in the morning and make a life changing decision. Y'all think it's applicable. Y'all be
Oh my
like
God.
if a broke dude, if a guy was broke and he just wake up and be like, you know what? I deserve a 6-figure woman. You know,
James,
I
stop
deserve a
muting
woman
me.
who make money. I just deserve a woman who make money. At the end of the day, just cause he thinks that's what he deserves, don't mean that's what you get.
James, I told you I was gonna be on here 30 minutes, and Mark done extended my time
No, y'all just be waking up acting like I'm ready for a good man.
with this
You've been
bull
dating,
jive.
you've been dating trash men your whole life and think you're ready for a good man. Then you get a good man, you don't know how to treat him because you conditioned to deal with bad men.
Do you treat every woman you get right? Because all I hear you talk about is taking them out on a date. Hell, what do you be doing? Spending
I
Depending
money.
be
on the person
Maybe
I
you
you
am
should
with.
do something damn different.
first of all,
Do
I'm a
something different,
trainer.
and maybe you'll get a
First of all,
better outcome.
I'm a trainer. Okay.
I don't give
I
a.
I am part of the process of dating to help you get to the next level. I play my role the way I supposed to. Okay.
Did this man? Oh, Mark, we gonna talk in the inbox.
I'm just playing my role to the
Let's
part
read.
of life.
Let me read this. Nicole sent this to me earlier today, and I was gonna have her talk about it tonight on the show, but she wasn't. She just had a grandbaby, y'all. Last week we prayed about her grandchild. The grandbaby made it that night, so the baby's like a week old now. But
Oh,
she said
congratulations.
many women have a long list of superficial things that they want in a husband. Darling, put that list in a garbage. You probably just want a chick with a stick, wife, school, or be fooled. Dang, I wish she could have came on here and talked about that. But she's saying a lot of things that women want in men are superficial, and they have no substance whatsoever. She says, so really what you want is a chick with a stick. In other
That's
words,
all.
you want somebody who you want yourself. In other words, and I said last week it would be very very boring if I had somebody who was really just like me. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody who has what I don't have, who kind of complements. You know, COMPLEME. I don't mean sometimes I like the affirmation as well, but I want us to make each other better as well. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that involves having what I don't have, right? But sometimes we want somebody just like us. And why is it?
James,
Yeah.
I have a homegirl. I swear to you, I had a homegirl. I introduced all these corporate guys and stuff. She said, Marcus, they boring, they squares and everything. I need a man with an edge to them and all this stuff more exciting. And she would get with these edge dudes only to try to conform them and train
Into
them
the
to be the square guy.
yep,
I was like, y'all crazy.
yep,
You don't want the end product. You want to see.
yep.
I'm sick.
I didn't
I'm
seen it
gone tonight.
done.
I'm gone tonight, man. I'm sick of it. Sick of
You
it.
ain't, your ass ain't done talking. You got more to say.
Sick of it. Sick of it. We need to come to talk about this. Sick of this. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all be crazy.
Man,
I,
it's
I
normal.
want him to be.
Let's
I
go.
want him to be a thug and pray to
Oh,
God
Then go
and
buy him a
kill
suit.
people for me.
Then go buy him a
And
suit.
secondary black belt, and then I want him to listen, understand Buddha and be a Muslim and everything and fly. I'm sick of y'all.
can you mute Mark?
Okay. All right, Mark, I muted
Please,
you. Now I
thank you.
unmuted you. Go ahead. I want to make her
Sick of
feel good. I had to make her feel
man,
good.
Ash. You know him, man.
But y'all
Like
crazy.
Marlon said, they're looking for a damn fool. I mean, y'all confuse us. Y'all want us to listen to R&B, but be a killer. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying? Y'all want us
You
to,
can do that.
y'all want us? No, we can't.
Yes, you can.
we don't even
That's
have
the
no.
Absolutely.
problem. We're not
We ain't
emotional
even
like
got
that.
no
We're
R&B no
logical.
more. R&B is
Yes, we
gone.
do.
It's
Y'all,
dead. Well, ooh,
y'all need. I think women, y'all need a forum to go to where y'all can reel it back in
they're not
and
gonna, but
really
they're not
just
gonna
talk
talk
about
about that at the
this.
forum though. The thing is, they're not gonna talk about those types of things because this is the thing about it. And we say it all the time, and I want y'all to hear me when I say this. Let me just say this because we're joking. Mark. He's talking, but we having a good time tonight. We just having fun.
I'm honest
But at the
though.
end of the, but at the end of the day, I tell Mark all the time, we as older dudes have to hold younger dudes accountable, right? We have to be the OGs to them that the OGs were to us, right? But my problem is that I don't think that women are OGs to the little sisters like they need to be. Because if they were, like you said, Mark, last week, some people need better friends.
Didn't you just
Somebody,
send a clip today with Lisa Ray?
yeah, that
That
was
was
horrible.
me.
Oh, that was you. That was you. Asked the original hot
Yeah.
girl, city
Who?
girl.
Oh, I,
She's the original city
No, I,
girl.
no, I put that one in there, Ashley. The original
oh,
city. I think I put that one in there.
That's who mentoring our women though.
That's
That,
that's
that
but
right there.
that's who's mentoring our women, and
Yeah.
and then they said, and then like they said in the video, you got these 50-year-old women still trying, well, 56 year old women teaching these young girls these principles, and that's what they expect, and they have, and sometimes these expectations are very unrealistic. They're very. You're asking for something that you never had, And then Lisa Ray went so far. I wish I had time to play the video, but Lisa Ray went as far to start quoting the Bible. You know what I'm saying? She'll quote this.
Exactly.
She'll quote in the Bible about how a man's supposed to take care of the house, but then but then you want to skip over the part where it talks about how she's supposed to submit. See, there's a, and I ain't telling nobody what to do and all that kind of stuff. But if you're gonna talk about it, talk about all of it, and that's the thing. And then in that video, Trick Daddy asked. He said, "Well, did your daddy pay for the wedding?" She like, "Well, no. Well, that happened in the Bible because he gave the woman gave the parents gave the daughter to the. So we like to pick and choose what happens, but it's not going to ever really get better until and like you said, Kim, until we talk about all of it and we have an honest conversation. I get concerned sometimes because, like I said, Felicia, Faye, you're 100% right. Do not expect what you're not willing to give. You're not willing to give. This is my thing right here, and I love these forums, and we're gonna keep having these conversations. But my problem comes, like I said, when we talk about having these top down conversations where those with the maturity are speaking to those who are less mature. We need to be conscious of what we're saying because I see a lot of women when they talk to younger sisters, they're not talking to them to tell them how to be. They're talking to them how to be a much better version of themselves. True enough, and that's good. But they're talking about being a better a version of themselves, independent of a man. And then, like you said, a lot of that you don't need a man, all that kind of stuff, yada yada yada. And it's damaging. And sometimes some of these forums deepen the divide. It deepens the divide that already exists between us because we're not, at least on here, Faye, we trying to come up with some solutions. Mark might do that, but Mark is trying to ruffle some feathers so we can kind of break. If you go out into a garden, you got to break up fallow ground. You got to get the rocks out. You got to make the dirt a lot softer. So sometimes his antics, and I let him go for a minute, then I mute him when I get ready to mute him. And all that. But it's fun. And he ain't gonna get mad at me the next day. We good with that. But we try to do that to put these thoughts out there. That's why I appreciate Bolo. That's why I appreciate Anthony. That's why I appreciate Zontarius, because I appreciate Corey, because we're talking from a male perspective. And let me ask you something, Ashley. How many forums do you see where men are actually talking? And they're not even talking. They typing this stuff out.
I done been in plenty of groups where they be pissed off because the men don't be talking.
Yeah. But
So
on
it's
here,
not too many.
we're talking. And if we're telling you something, how we feel, because guess what? We're gonna listen to how you feel, but we've been listening to how you feel for so long. But now we get a chance to talk too. And I want us all to have these kinds of conversations. And if we have these kind of conversations, hey, we're gonna be all right. Yeah. I think we're gonna be all right. Listen, I didn't mean to keep us on this late. It's late. It's 10:29. I like to be done by 10:30 at the very, very latest. So But so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep y'all on. I had a good, but we had a good conversation. Huh?
I said it's all good.
But we had a good conversation again, and we're gonna keep on having these good conversations. Now, listen, I am not going to be on tomorrow. I'm not. The people that I had scheduled to be on tomorrow, they're. I'll let you talk a minute. I'm not gonna be on tomorrow. But Bishop Robinson and Stevie Robinson were supposed to be on tomorrow. Pastor Stevie Robinson, but they had a death in their family, so I'm gonna give them a little more time to recuperate off of that. Go ahead, Mark.
No, Marlon Miller made a comment right here that I really want us to look at and really think about where our culture's going, because that statement right there is, yeah, you see it right there, the OnlyFans, the Snapchat right there.
Yeah.
That comment, the question is in that comment, is it the women's fault if the men are giving the money?
Yeah.
Or are they wrong for taking the money? You know what I'm saying? And I think that'd be a good topic to talk about next go around.
Okay. We can talk about it real soon. We can talk about that real soon. Maybe next week. Maybe next week we might jump on that subject. But it's been real. Ash, I appreciate you as always for jumping on. I know you just got home from work, and I get it. I appreciate you, Faye, Kim, Melinda, Brandy, all of y'all. I appreciate y'all, Zantaris. I really, really do. Appreciate y'all for jumping on and participating in this conversation. We're going to keep it going. Listen, I got a really big interview coming up. I'm going to tell y'all about it soon. I don't want to let the cat out the bag. But the Bible says you have not because you ask not. And I had an ask today, and it came to pass. And I'm looking forward to it. So y'all will see that within the next couple of weeks. But that'll probably be on Tuesday night. But no show tomorrow night. We'll resume next Monday night and then Tuesday night. And we'll be good. Can you be that and a church girl? Brandy, y'all got some good stuff, man. Oh, the music got to start one more time. I'm sorry, y'all. But no, I don't. But as I always say before I get out of here, I say that the world is changing. But my question for you is, why do you remain the same? Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, KiKi. We'll see y'all next go around. Let's
Have
go.
a good one.
All right. Bye-bye. Good night.